hi there. It was such a nice evening, summer evening, outside. I decided to do the latest episode of Smoking Nerf News outside, smoking a cigar, drinking some bourbon, and my usual not eating my vegetables, that's right. So, I think you guys know what I'm referring to, don't you? Yeah. Some loudmouth on Reddit, which shows me why you shouldn't just go on Reddit and talk, because, well, there's lots of trolls and hounds and what have you, so I talked to an admin over Reddit, and I said, hey, give me some advice. I'm new to Reddit. Sounds like a nice enough guy, actually. The guy for Nerf, one of the admins for Nerf, actually pretty nice guy. And he even said, man, this thread just got out of control for no reason. And he actually wrote me a chat and said, hey, you know what? What happened? I don't even understand what happened here. There's like and I just told him, well, I posted about the Chronomag, and some guy made a handle. I just started talking crap, and I had to correct them on a few things, and I did. So yeah, that's pretty much like the old Chris, but don't activate me if you don't want me activated. That's the truth. And what this guy was trying to do was pretty much trying to get me mad at Jet, and Jet mad at me, and it's turned into a whole big thing. But I talked to them, I talked to Mason, I talked to the boss, and I straightened things out with them. So then the very next day, when I woke up, the Katana mags that I agreed to review had showed up. Okay, so this happened the day the CETA is coming out. And I'm going to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I want to talk about the CETA, I want to talk about the Katana. I'm sorry, I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want to talk about. So if people don't like that, that's too bad too. Okay? This is a place of literary honesty. I don't take sides. Even if Worker were to send me a kit, and I don't like Worker. You guys all know why I don't like Worker. But if they were to send me a kit, I would give them an honest review. I would give them an honest review, just like anybody else. Like them, hate them, whatever. Okay, Explorer even. I would give them an honest review. If they were to send me some parts, I would give them an honest review. And I would be honest about it, and objective. And that is my responsibility as somebody who tells the news. And even when I messed up, at one time when I messed up about that guy with the attachment on the Caliburn, I cleared it up the next week and did a whole feature on it because I felt that it needed clarification. It was unclear to me too, and I had heard the second hand that Captain Slug made it too, and that person was wrong, and I made up for it. I was sorry. But my goal here is to have the utmost literary freedom. I like them, I hate them, my friends like them, my friends hate them. That's what it is, okay? With that in mind, let's get the show started. Let's have a little word about the Chronos. A friend did a Chronos, and it was pretty cool, a Chrono Mag, and it was pretty cool. And somebody else called Valor Mods did a Chrono Mag. Big Blue, actually, and if anybody knows what that's a reference to, it's a reference to this baby right here. Oh, yes. I don't know, I think I started a trend. And he used a little bit more of an antique bronze look than a gold look. But actually, because of the wear and tear, that is looking a little more like an antique bronze lately. He didn't like it, actually. So I don't think he's going exactly in the wrong direction. He did some very good stylish mods with the Pictionary rails and the front, where, of course, I use a anodized 6061 barrel. That is actually, you can actually buy this material at Industrial Metal Supplies for about $8, and they'll give you one free cut. So this was the free cut, and I cut it down to this length right here. And a few things about the Chronos that I want people to be aware of when they're modding it, okay? Number one, it does not do long shot springs out of the box, okay? You have to put a different spring gauge on it. You have to put a spring guide on the plunger. Number two, if you want to get the power out of it that I'm getting, you've got to have a long enough barrel to express the air pressure in the plunger tube. Okay, it's a 40 millimeter tube, and that's, you're going to need 11, 12 inches of barrel, brass barrel, to pull it off. Number three, your results may vary simply because I'm using a stainless steel pusher and a brass L breech, And if you're using a sleeper, if your magazine's farther up because you're making it for normal mags, that sort of thing, it's going to bring the dead space. Yeah, it's going to vary your results. And number 5, a K26 I think is a good moderate spring for this blaster. If you want it to be moderate, great, wonderful. It is not, however, going to get you the home run ranges. Just like in a normal long shot, it's not going to get you home run ranges. It will get you decent power, okay? But really, just like a long shot, Kronos to run Stefan needs high buildup of pressure, high pre-compression. You really need something like, I would say, bare minimum an Explorer 18. As a matter of fact, if I do commissions, like the one I'm doing right now, it's got an Explorer 18 in it. It's basically a 7/8 2mm gauge spring with 12 coils. I cut down the 14 to make 12. I don't like to talk about Brandix that much, but I will be honest, it's a good spring. Like I said, I'm talking about literary objective here, okay? Literary objective. Yeah, it's a good spring. It's a good spring. And back in the day when he was making darts and heads, they were good darts and heads. But Hannah had a few more of these happy things. Oh, by the way, Bradley Phillips, he does this. And so I posted this on his Facebook. Shooting hobby film! Yay! I'm a nut, aren't I? The down on Nerf mod is welcome. But at any rate, yeah, I think that, you do see some good products from Explorer. Their development time is very quick. He works his butt off. He does a good job. But, some of the stuff is really expensive. But I really did like back in the day, the build-up kits, the shotgun grips. I think those shotgun grips were really a great product. The ones he did that were cast within the urethane resin, was really cool. And I liked his kits back in the early days in 2013, 14, 15. I loved his kits. I thought they were a real step forward. And, I was really good friends with Hang for a while. But we all know how ships pass in the night. So, at any rate, if you want to get my kind of power, you need to understand that you are going to need a longer barrel. You are going to need to get a good breech. And you are going to need something to pull it, like a pull handle like this. Okay? It's a fiberglass pull handle. Everybody asks me about this. They're like, why don't you just use like a shotgun grip or whatever? Well, you have to remember where Chris started shooting were draw guns. Like the Ultra Rush Fire Strike or the Bird of Prey. They were all draw. So my muscles are more tuned to draw. Not that I can't shotgun grip. If you look at the second round of the last game I was at, and I was just like, that's an 18.5 turf in there. And I'm just like, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Yeah, I mean, I did great. But I prefer pull handles. It's just natural I am. It's not that I can't do it. I can't put a shotgun grip on there. It's that I don't want to. I really don't. I like the fact that it can pull from the back and prime from the back. I love that. And moving right along, let's see, the Hammer game. If you want to ship something to the Hammer game to have it put out, do write me first. And because your blaster you may want to Hammer game may not actually be worthy for the Hammer game, meaning it might be too worthy for the Hammer game. So, I mean, there was a debate on Facebook. This guy, actually Alan from OC Nerf, he had a Captain America Maverick. And Bob, really wise guy of the Nick, always full of really great sage knowledge, really, good encyclopedia of knowledge and friendship in the Nick. He said, well, I don't think any Maverick's worth that, So, it is based largely on opinion, yes, but there are some blasters that, in my opinion, aren't worthy of being smashed up, and really ought to think about the mod potential, the value, the collector's value, or a sentimental value of something before that, which is most of what I do. But if you still want to destroy this blaster of yours, and you want me to smash it on the air, go right ahead and write me, okay? On Facebook, that's Chris Cartaya, Messenger, the guy with the Happy Mad Hatter hat picture. That's right, go right ahead. I gotta get a Mad Hatter hat. I actually didn't buy that hat. It was actually on the store shelf on Toontown. I ought to think about getting one. OC War is having his third prep war next Saturday at Kramer Memorial Park, okay, in Placentia. We went to the other two. What we're trying to do is we're trying to build ourselves up for the war and get up there, because a lot of us haven't played for a while. When I was in Singapore, I went to a war or two a week on average, and I was pretty fit. And a lot of us are kind of out of fit. I remember the first prep war I went to, I was really, really out of it. And so, you know, I went to the second one. When I came back, it wasn't so bad. And now I feel a lot more buff, a lot better. And I think after the third one, which is 2 weeks before Armageddon, which will be Staten Elementary, June 23rd, you know, 10 a.m., be there and be square. It's the biggest war of the year. That's the reason why I'm so busy this month. Do it. Seriously, you know. Let's see. We got Worker, who has come out with a new plunger tube, which claims that it is 36 millimeters all the way down, made out of polycarbonate. We have a new plunger rod made out of polycarbonate, and we have a new spring rest. All of this looks pretty good, except for the fact of I was kind of expecting a metal plunger rod from them because they have a metal trigger catch. So, of course, when you got metal trigger catch and you got polycarbonate or plastic, it's going to grind, right? So I was hoping they were going to come out with a metal one, but no, they just came out with a polycarbonate one. That would be really good for like a Delrin catch, but who has a Delrin catch but the early Nerf models? But hey, you never know. Another manufacturer may actually decide to do a Delrin catch. It's a good idea because it's very much more compatible with ABS and polycarb than metal. But I was really hoping it was going to be metal. My other gripe about that release, and I'll be honest, it's not just because I'm biased against them, is a spring rest. It seems to be one of those half spring rests where you put the last coil on there. Okay, well, what about the rest of the coil support? Sure, a shell could absorb it, sure, but why would you want to do that? No, I didn't like the spring rest at all. I would either go with like an Artifact spring rest or maybe an Explorer spring rest. The Explorer spring rest are like really thick, so you have to watch the spring clearance on the Explorer spring rest. But both of them are far more durable and far more better. This spring rest looked really half-ass, and when I saw it, I didn't like it. I did like the idea of using a 36 millimeter plunger tube. I like that idea because a lot of us are taking pieces of polycarbonate or even the Orange ModWorks tube, which is 38 millimeters, and putting it in there and making it lipless. Well, this one gives you the option of a lip, and it's 36 millimeters. And as you know, some guys like me don't like lipless because I like the fact that the plunger tube, having a cap at the end, limits the travel. And it makes it so it doesn't go into the rest of the internals like the dart gauge and the pusher. But that's own personal taste. Everyone's got their own personal taste. That's my personal taste, okay? Blake Bertram is got a contest, 30 days to WDC. Go check out his postings on online on Facebook to check it out. He's got a contest giveaway, so go check him out for details. But it will be, WDC this year will be June 29th to July 1st. It will be the University of Montana, and they're going to have a lot of games, not just HVZ. They're going to have some two-player games, multiplayer games. The cap is 150 FPS, last I heard, but it might change. I don't know. That's one reason you won't see me there. The other reason is, well, I'm poor. I probably couldn't make it. I'd love to make it, but I probably couldn't make it. And the CETA is out to ship, finally, you know. It's finally shipping out. I'm sure that was a real stressful day for everybody, but they got it out. Cheers yet, you know. Cheers for getting it out. What to expect from it? You're talking about 100 feet per second out the box. It's Omni breech, so it's not a seal breech. It's an Omni breech. I've heard opinions such as it's great and wonderful and it's complete crap, don't even talk about it. But my policy, and I will tell you, not badging me, my policy is don't tell me what to say online, okay? I respect opinions, I like opinions, but don't tell me what to say online. You know, Hang got freaking busted out of my life for trying to tell me what I was posting about him and the company when I was actually told that's what was going on. And that was my job to post that. And he's out of my life because of it. So I don't put up with that from anybody. And that's very important that I have my literary freedom. Because I am the news. I am a nerd figure. And I must have freedom to say what I want to say. Jonathan Tan found out that a Rev Reaper can take a katana mag. I think it can take it out of the box. You just have to cut the welt and put it in. Wow. He posted it. And I was pretty impressed with it. That he was actually able to take a Rev Reaper and fire a katana mag through it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So looking for updates on that. He's thinking about raising the gearing on it. The pusher, he says, works perfectly on a Rev Reaper. That's bitchin'. So that's a Zombie Strike Rev Reaper. And I like that idea. Other than having that big magazine on top of it, I thought that was ugly. He puts it on the bottom. That's great. That's great. And I really hope to see innovations more like that with the Katana Mag. The Katana Mag just opens up opportunities. Sorry to talk about it so much, but it opens up so much. You have a magazine wheel you can basically put anywhere, which is your adapter. You can just stick that anywhere in a blaster design. You've got the thinner space, which works on a lot more things like the Chronos. Like this, Jonathan Tan did it with a Rev Reaper, okay? It really does open things up. And I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more stuff done with it. I think we're just touching the iceberg here, the very tip of the iceberg. And then finally, let's relight this for a second. I got the new Katana Mags. Okay, and here, right here, is actually the smoke black one, right here. Oh gosh, I love this. This was the color I originally wanted them to make it in, because I like this color for magazines. You can't really, like, unless you're really close to it, you can't see how many darts are in there. You yourself can see it because you're right next to it, and it's just a very snazzy color for mags. They went with black adapter and orange because they wanted to comply with safety, but it sounds like Mason and Alex, they have talked the management into, yeah, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that color. If Explorer did it, we can do it. And that is the exact truth, man. Just listen to that power. And it's clean, too. It's a clean snap. It's a clean break. Just, wow. You know, you throw a 16-inch Ultra Match barrel on a Zeus, it's like, man. You know, or a long shot, anything, you know. It's really, really kick-ass. Mm-hmm. Jet was nice enough to send me 2 of the new Katana Mags. A clear one and a clear black one. I did a review on it. I only had one gripe, and it wasn't with the magazines themselves. As a matter of fact, I like the magazines better than they were because it has that new stop on the bottom. By the way, that's the proper way to relight a cigar. You relight it around on the outside and you don't burn the ash. That's how you do it, okay? And I've been testing it all day, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think you can get the same performance out of the original Katanas, but I think it just makes it so the spring bias thing is a little better. It's a little less wanky, you know. I got mine to work just great, just fine. But I do hear some complaints. Some complaints about them. And let me kind of, since I was the one who actually designed them, came up with the idea, let me address them. Okay, for example, my Chronomag, okay? I decided to use a Jet Blaster's Katana Mag adapter, fiberglass that to the gate, so the whole thing is one piece being taken out. Now, here's the thing. It should drop just out like that. Meaning, no other mechanism should be hitting that magazine. And I'm talking to developers, 3D printers, and all that. So if you have a lever that, you know, you have your release here, and then you have something here pushing on it, yeah, that's going to cause problems. Or if you 3D print it, and it's real tight, you know, you're going to have to hit it with a nail file and smoothen that out. Because the reason I built with the Katana Mag was not to say, hey, great, you know, I'm building with the Katana Mag adapter. It's actually harder to do. But the thing is it assures me that it's going to work. It's going to feed. It's not going to bind. It's not going to jam. It's not going to anything. It's going to work great, you know? So that's the reason that it was made that way. That it would hook at one place. On the top, you would have 4 stops where the magazine is held in. But that's it. Nothing else is holding that magazine in, rubbing the magazine, touching the magazine. And you have to remember when the Katana was built, it was very important that there wasn't any stresses on that magazine because it basically is a magazine inside a magazine. And that makes the tolerances very tight for an engineer to work on. Believe me, it was a puzzle of fit. And although some people have made some 3D printed mags that are farther up ahead, and I'm not against you printing 3D printed mags. If you want to do that, hey, fine. You're not going to offend me one bit. I've seen some really good work. And you move it, and I moved it up ahead a little more. Hey, that's great. You bought another 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch. Hey, that's fine. But do put in mind that the clearances are very important on the Katana mag. It's a magazine within a magazine, and you have to understand that because of that, it's tight. The follower is tight on it, the walls are tight on it, but overall it's a great mag. As long as you just respect that it's not like an Artifact PMag or a Worker PMag or whatever, where it's just one piece and the only tolerance it has to fit is that magwell. Here you have to fit the tolerance of the magwell on the outside, and on the inside you have to fit the tolerance of the Katana mag. So it means that you have to be a little more technically correct when you design these magwells. I'm really looking forward to seeing some good designs. I think it's going to be pretty bitchin'. Some of the stuff that was done, especially a Chronomag adapter, to make a Chronomag, that's bitchin'. The guy who made that, I think that's great, And I would really like to hear from you guys in the comments and in private if you'd like, some advice on Reddit, because I tried to post on Reddit and it got kind of out of hand, and I would really like to have some real advice from someone who's a little more of a veteran. Friendly advice, okay? Friendly. If you can keep it friendly, that'd be great. And I would really like your help, okay? So anyway, this is Chris Cartaya. This is episode 8 of the Owl Ranch. Don't you go changing. And remember, I'm quote Steve McQueen when he said that on contract, I will do anything that my studio wants me to do. But my private life is mine, and I will fight to have it. And I say that about my channel, my creation, my everything. Very important. And the person I'm talking about, I'm not offended at you. It's just cool, I'm fine with you. Just put in mind that that is a freedom I enjoy. And it's there for a good reason. Take care. And just remember, if you go changing, I'm going to find you.